Hi, everyone. Oh, are you in the groove? I love that little tune. Lalit hates it, by the way. But she danced. She's got some moves. Say, I made a mistake on the scheduling of this. I advertised 7, but it is at 6. And also, Aley's not here with us tonight. She's got some her husband needs her at his side. So I said, I'll just do a live myself. Hello, it's so good to see everybody. Oh gosh, let's start at the top. Bora Bora, thank you so much. Oh, this is great. Oh, Jen, it's good to see you. Roxy, thank you. And Claire, good evening, everyone, she says. I love that. Love that so much. And I've got Willow Love. Thank you. What a beautiful picture. Do you see that? Look at how pretty she is. Oh, I remember those days. She looks like she could roll out of bed and just be prettiest ever. But those were the days. Karen, good to see you, my friend. Whoops, I have my mic here. I haven't done a live on my own. Hello, McGrill. It's good to see you. I haven't done a live solo for a long time, so this is going to be kind of neat. So what do you want to do? What do you want to talk about? I've got numbers. I was looking at the politics of things, and it's so ridiculous. It just keeps getting so ridiculous with Arizona and everything like that. Now, Lalit has this idea she wants to go with. She's preparing a wonderful presentation. We're going to be talking about it this afternoon, Saturday. To get it all. Hi, Ness. Hi there. Nevra. I love that. I love that so much. Mary, welcome. Oh, thank you. My background, my Clarity Tarot deck. This is so great. So I will be doing private readings if you want it, if you want to do that. And if you want to know something about politics or current affairs, let me know about that. Hi, Charlie. Good to see you, my dear. So please make sure that you like and subscribe. I studied that. And support everyone. Say prayers for Aley, who is working with her husband. And I've been teaching about how to develop your natural gifts. Everyone's born with them. A few people want to develop them. It has been my experience that everyone I have worked with is like remembering themselves and not discovering themselves. There was, I talked to McGrill earlier, and she's been having these flashes of intuition and predictions for a long time. I'm outing you, Michelle, sorry. And so we're going to get her into a line of, she's joined my Learn Tarot level in my my memberships. And we're going to start her new profession. She's going to grow into a new profession. So I do have 3 levels. I'm going to star, excuse me, I'm going to star you, Ness, because I just saw a question there. One is just a thank you, which I really appreciate. The next one is just to learn tarot. The other one is when you combine tarot and numbers. And so, yes, I saw you here and I thought, oh, I just have to tell everybody how awesome you are. Oh my gosh. Because she's already ahead of the game, but she has not been afraid of her gift. She'll have predictions and she'll write them down or tell someone, and then when they come true, she course corrects on that. So awesome, awesome. I'm going to star yours, Jen. Okay. And anyway, so I have 3 levels. One is a thank you. One is the tarot. One is tarot and numbers. I appreciate you sharing that. I do have a tarot course, a video course. And I do have a video course on for tarot, and it goes into a lot of information, a lot of information. So Froxy Roxy is saying, do we all have a lucky number? Yes. Your lucky number is the combination of your day of birth. So if you were born on the 8th, your lucky number is 8. It's sort of like the wind at your back in an energy of 8. I'm 25, so mine is 7. So that's my lucky number. Oops, things are going. So that's sort of fun to do. I'm going to star your question, Nevra. So I hope I got everybody. So Craig, I don't understand your question. Is that a question? Don't know. So I hope I have everybody starred here. So let me go up to the top and see what's going on. And Ness, any message from guides as I finish 2 chapters? Right on. Big push. Images and so many pages of text. I know. So you're writing a book, Ness? Oh my gosh. I just started. When I ended my 2nd book, I was thinking, I'll never do this again. And then you just get that thing, especially in an 8 universal year. You get that thing. And I'm going to roll this down a little bit so I'm more in the picture. So life path. So how I do this, those of you who are studying tarot, I'd like to share with you how I do general asking guides to please speak to me through the tarot. So the very first card out is going to be one of the 4 suits or a major card. But one of the 4 suits, that is going to tell me what topic to address, what message they have. They do have pentacles. It doesn't mean that the first card doesn't necessarily mean the first card is part of the reading. It just says what area we're going to address. And it is money or anything tangible, like your book or the chapters and all of that stuff, because that's something you can hold in your hand. And I'm going to tell you, oh my gosh, Ness. So something wonderful is going to be happening because I did get the Fool card, which always promises out of the blue something new, and it's backed up with the Tower card. Don't freak out about Tower. Tower just means that it's like the Fool. It's going to be swift and a good thing, which will kind of you'll need to recalibrate your time. Also, they're saying you worry too much. The 9 of Swords, losing sleep. They understand you're overworked, but look at the next card. It's the Empress, which means a lot of options. Also, good news, the High Priestess is reversed. And I'll tell you why I like a reversed High Priestess when you're doing hard things in the world. when you're pushing through hard things, like your book, it's because you're grounded. When you have a lot of major cards, which I do here for your reading, the Fool, Tower, the High Priestess reverse, and the Empress, it tells me that you're doing a lot of work both on the planet and off the planet, and you worry about stuff, but you've gotten that card before, I remember. So as far as finances, because that's where spirit wants me to go, is finance, don't worry about a thing. Your options are going to explode. In fact, options coming up, I'm going to put a frame around it, like within the month, within 30 days, let's say. You'll be on a brand new track, an option that will come in that you never even thought of before. That's the beauty of the Fool, because it brings in something you can start with a child's heart, a novice heart. So that's really, really, really good. So that's a good that is a good direction, I think. So I have Jen here. Do you have any advice to help encourage my grandchildren to keep their intuition remaining open? It seems as they get around 7-ish, they close off some. I think we all do that because life gets real serious around 7. We're held responsible for our choices at 7. So the guides are working. And I understand your question, not turning it off. If I knew their birth dates, I could tell you how you could talk to them so they don't turn it off. But I think they need to rediscover after they've turned it off a little bit because they need life experience. But the coolest part you can do, being grandmother, having all those cool movies, cool stories, take them on a ghost adventure. All of that is really fun. So that's how you can encourage them to stay open with it. You can always purchase one of these. I got one of these. See if there's any ghosts in here. The only time it really spikes is if there's a ghost, or if my phone buzzes, and then that goes. So the phone, if anything happening with the phone, then I know this is not a ghost. But we'll just keep this open. But fun little things like that for a 7-year-old, if you can get away with it, always keeps them open. And they're so lucky to have you. So lucky. So we all have them. Yeah, I've got that lucky number. I'm moving down here. Oh, so there was Ness was saying, I wonder if art and creative projects can help them articulate their intuition. A lot of ideas come from the intuitive space. Absolutely. Anything creative does that. Hi, Kelly S. Hello, sweetheart. Look at that beautiful girl. Now, everyone look at her. She's so pretty. Gosh. She's the mystic next door. I feel that there's a story behind that title. Awesome. And now we have any messages from my guides regarding my current relationship. So I can only read you if I don't have any information about your partner. So I believe that it is, I would be reading your desires. I could read your desires about it, but it's a two-way street, right? So if you wouldn't mind, all I need is one, like the first name to hang on to. A lot of people don't do third party, but I do. It's going off. So if I will check the messages here to see if you have answered me, just because I have to hang on to something. Basil. Okay. Thank you. Basil or basil? Whoops, I'm sorry. Hi. Hi. Sorry about that. It jumped. So, okay, I'm going to go. This is how I work it. I'll tell you my process because some people are here learning tarot. So my process is this. I'm going to move past Navira and ask Basil, how he feels about the relationship to enlighten Navira. So see what his true feelings are at the moment. So what's interesting here is that there is a powerful woman in his life. I think it's you. That is really down to earth. And sometimes he feels that you're a little too down to earth, with all due respect. Remember, this is his reading, not yours. So if you say, I'm not down to earth, I'm up in the sky all the time, but I'm not reading you, I'm reading him. When I read him, this is how he is viewing the relationship. So I've got the star reverse, which means that he's a little bit, not sure at the moment. Now, remember, I go out 1 month increments. So this doesn't mean this is your future. It just means how he's feeling. You asked a very important question. I also have the hermit reversed for him, saying that he's either not having enough alone time or he's moving into conversations, and it's like because he feels like he should move into conversations. I have things here that point to where he's a bit uncomfortable with the relationship right now. But we can fix that. Would you mind giving me your birthday? Let me go deeper on this. So when you have a partner that's not feeling it and then they get quiet and you're wondering what the heck is going on, it's hard to predict from your perspective what it could be, because either you're thank you for I've just got his birthday. One moment. So when I can look at him, so I'm going to put, okay, because I just want to know how he thinks, how he filters life. I don't know if you're having challenges with your relationship. I believe the question alone would say that maybe you're concerned about it. I'm just doing his personal year now, which is a 9. 9 personal year. 57. Wow, 32.5. So he has wait a minute. Oh, this is yours. Okay, so his is 5.22. Okay. So yours is, 32.5 is someone who really is fun, beautiful. Well, I saw your pictures. You're beautiful, but you're comfortable in front of the camera instead of behind it. If you don't feel you align to that, then it just might mean you need to self-reflect and see if you can't go back into that carefree kind of let's go to Europe kind of thing. I'm doing Basil now, who is having an 8 personal year. You're having a 9 personal year. My sense is that this is the year you've just got to decide whether this is worth it or not. And so you're considering what life would be like without this relationship. And I think it's a valid situation by September. Navira, by September, you'll know, because whatever you're supposed to give up will get really, really crazy. But I'm not saying he's the one to give up. I'm just saying he's not participating the way you would like. Let me do his life path number. these are good numbers. He's a 30/3, not a 33, but a 3 life path, which is a cool kind of number because it's creative and interesting, but they take things casually. In general, they like things on the surface. So, as far as what I'm seeing for your relationship, I'm going to move into a timeline now because I do believe he's like this for a little while, but I want to make sure with a timeline. So hang on. So I believe he's going to remain the same. Now, I don't tell people who to stay for or who to leave. I just tell you what to expect. And then you can change that future. You can change him at the level, you can change at the level of action to figure out how you're going to fix this relationship that you're not getting enough out of. But I hope that serves you. It's time to have a come to Navira conversation to hammer some things out. I mean, you can hide really well your disappointment or your, you can hide it pretty good, but it's time to come out and say hello to the new Navira. You're laughing. Whoops. Oh gosh. Either I hit it on the head or not sure. So let me go back up here. I'll bless you and leave you with that, my dear. I got to find my other questions. Ooh. Okay. And now I'm looking for the new one. Oh. Hi, Marilla. Message from my husband. So I'm going to see if your husband comes through. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But let me move into it and see if I can. Oh, that was pretty quick. He's here. So a message from your husband is you have a lot of options. You don't maybe feel like they're all clear options, and you don't know which ones are based in reality right now. And so he is saying you're going to be fine financially. This is putting away for yourself. You do have options. You can finally spend a little bit and not feel bad about it. That's kind of a nice message, isn't it? So, but one of the things you may lose track of is your money. So he says money is going to be fine or is fine, but I'm not saying you need to keep track of it because anything's going to happen that's bad. I'm not saying that. Message from your husband says, keep track of where the money is, keep checking on it. And so, but that is really good. Oh, and he visits you. See, now this is the cool part. I have the high priestess upright, which means you are really connecting on his octave. When you laugh, when you think of something, remember something funny about the relationship, it's like your spirit goes straight up and then he can meet you. He can meet you. So I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't visiting you in your dreams, but that extra, I bet you hear his voice in your head. So I think I'm sorry for your loss, by the way. I should have said that first. But I've done so many NDE or near-death experience or death experiences from people. It's like I just know what's on the other side, what he has and what he can bring you, the insight he can bring you. I saw something on one of the NDE chat boards that said, people who have been through a near death don't cry at funerals anymore. So, uh, gosh, God bless you. I'll bless you and leave with that. Okay, I just did yours. I took this star out of it. Sorry. Okay, so we are going into, hey, my mom and I share the same birthday. Any special reason for this? I believe you're part of the your soul family that needed that connection to pull you into that question. So let's think about it. To have this question, this query, and wonder why you have the same birthday automatically puts you in the upper chambers of possibility. So I know that anyone you have emotion for, whether it be love or hate, it doesn't really matter which one. As long as you have a feeling for that person, you can pretty much count that they are part of your soul family. Do you incarnate with agreements? Yes. But we have more free choice now. Um, Generations ago, when you were born a farmer, you died a farmer. And I guess Arizona is back there just doing that. Just saying, I won't muddy the waters with that. But now we have more choice. So we made contracts prior to incarnating, and they were like karmic contracts that we don't necessarily make them anymore. So when we're a little lost, generations from the time we stop making those hard and fast contracts, we're not as stable because we can't predict anything, but it predict the other person to be who they are or should be. Life is so much easier and more confusing after it. But I believe just having that question is telling me that you do correspond with the upper octaves quite a lot. I want to see what the message is for you. Okay. I've got 2 aces for you here. I don't know. I can't remember what, let's see, your life path number is. That's okay. I'm going to put your, ooh, okay. So yeah, that's right. You are a 7 personal year, meaning that you're already getting messages more than you normally get. I have 2 aces. One is cups, which means you're having more empathy. They'll work with you. The people on the other side will work through your emotions, but also it looks like it's going to turn into something tangible. So you'll get messages, right? You'll get messages and you'll write them down, or it'll become tangible. The message will become tangible. That's what they're asking for you to do. And I do have your mother here. She would like you to bring in your messages. So that's kind of interesting. The 8-year, so you start this mystical new level of understanding, and then your 8 personal year, which would be 2025, the energies start around September of this year. Then it looks like things really blossom. It could be poetry. It could be an invention that's coming through. There's a whole lot of different things that could come through. The thing is, this is free choice. So you can just set it aside and stay in the recliner. It doesn't matter. But the option of doing something brand new is coming through for you this year. I'm a 3. What does that mean? It means Claire means you have a cool life. That 3 year is creative, very, very creative. So I can tell you right now, if you're having a blue day or you're going through trouble and you just need a break, instead of reaching for the chocolate, you create something. All right. You might bake a cake. You might write a song. The inspiration is going to be there for you, because that's where you catch a breath, is in your creativity. Now, I like I like dark chocolate if there's enough frosting to dip it in. But nonetheless, the 3 life path is pretty awesome. I highly recommend you go online and just type into Google, what does a 3 life path mean in numerology, and read about your beautiful self. And all your that. Now I can tell you a little shadow side about a 3. It's been my experience, because I've done a lot of readings on love and all that stuff. If you are like love someone or had a relationship, you can think back on this. When you had a relationship and you felt like you were losing the relationship, you would think up all the things you could do to happen. In other words, you would say, well, he liked this one cafe and he usually went around 10 on Saturdays. I think I'll walk past. It's that creative mind thinking, oh, but that's kind of the maddening part. The other part is really awesome, where you just say, oh, let's just build something new. Let's have some fun. So it's a wonderful, wonderful number. All the numbers are really awesome. Okay. And I'm still looking here. Thank you for the emojis. If you can write your questions in caps, that would help. Any message, advice. I love giving advice. What are you talking about? My current workplace. So, Polly, I'm going to go into, that's right. And if you have your birthday, if you want to share your birthday, I could say a little bit more, but it looks like, boy, it's all business there, isn't it? Whoa. Whoa. That's interesting. I'm going to grab another deck. I always have several decks here. It's the same deck, my tarot card, my Clarity Tarot. But I went to FedEx Kinko's and cut one of my decks up so I wouldn't get it confused with the other one. The other one's square and larger. So I had to cut off the gold, but at least I don't get them mixed up, and I can just grab when I'm working if I feel like throwing together a different throw. Let me just see. So on both, oh my God, same cards. I am not kidding you. I had the same cards as I did over there. This is a totally new deck, shuffled and everything. I'll tell you this. I see you worrying about it, a little nervous about it. But there are a couple cards that came out twice, and that is the Hermit. It's like you're just trying to stay professional and spiritual. So when you see things that really grind you, and you try and be spiritual, but oh, this too will pass. You say all those things. I know that's a great way to go, but it does look like with the King of Wands reversed, there's someone there that just shouldn't be. Who's whenever I have doing this kind of reading, and I get a reversed court card, a king or queen, it tells me that that person is abusing their power. So it would mean that they are saying, dressing down everybody, and then they go 1 or 2 steps farther to make sure there's a little more suffering. I have 2 people here. One is a man and a woman. And I don't know if you work in a place that's family owned or whatever, but I do have 2. And the woman that is in charge or above the guy, I don't know what the hierarchy is. She's a mess. The reverse Queen of Swords is called the Judge Judy in the deck. I teach that because when Judge Judy, she's so smart, and for the most part, I agree with her for a lot of things. That's the upright Queen of Swords. When Judge Judy is out of line, she's in a mood, and she dresses someone down and goes too far. That's the reverse Judge Judy. That has never failed me in a reading. I did a reading. Well, I'll finish your reading. Sorry. I do see you losing hope. This is the hope card, the wish, and that's that spiritual. It's hard for me to be spiritual in this place, but I got a feeling that there's going to be some new either project or increase in pay. This is the Page of Pentacles. Here's the Judge Judy of the deck. Here's the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Does not mean that you're not going to get a little raise. It means they're keeping it undercover. This new line of business. I don't know if they're going to get new business, but I do see you worrying. Yeah. And I've got someone coming in. This is a court card, but it's upright. This guy knows it's a King of Swords. So he's coming in to fix things up a little bit, make it more comfortable. But I got to tell you, you've got a lot of chiefs, it looks like. And some of them may not be in front of you, but they're in the upper chambers and pulling the strings a little bit. But now I want to tell you my story. I have a few minutes here. So I'll bless you and leave you with that. I hope that helps, Polly. So don't worry about being spiritual. And I know you try to keep everything upbeat. But the Hermit is here. The Hermit says you need to just stay out of the fray, go into when you feel compelled to join in the gossip or something like that. Spirit is saying don't do it, because there are people around that office or that institution or whatever you're working in that are not your friend. So it's time to step back a little bit. So I'll bless you and leave you with that. There was a lady on the phone that a reading I did, and she said, my husband just left. He slammed the door. He just left. We had an argument. When's he coming back, or what's going on? And I was reading him, and I was reading the relationship, not him. Reading the relationship, and I could see the argument. And then I asked, how does he feel about this argument, this woman? I had nothing but good things, good cards. He loved this woman. And when her cards came up, I had the reverse Judge Judy. And I said, the problem isn't the slamming of the door or whatever was said 5 minutes ago. It's what happened 5 days ago, 5 weeks ago. And he has momentum, but he's going to be coming back. But I want to tell you, and I was hesitating, and I said, out of respect for time and money, because my rates are really high, out of respect for time and money, he needs to win this one. Because the reverse Judge Judy told me that she was the problem, that she just blew it. And she went real quiet, and she goes, okay, I understand. So that's why I know the reverse King and Queen of Swords, they can get bossy. So where am I here? That's right, Polly, I did yours. I'm going to clear. Would love a message. You got it. This is fun. I just want to also plug that I do take private readings, and I do private readings And you'd want to reach out when you think, God, my life isn't moving, or my life is moving too much, or whatever troubles you might have, because understanding what's going on around you through your own numbers and through your own, from someone else that's, objective, it can swing you around in a half hour, 10 minutes, first 10 minutes. It doesn't take very long. It's just like, oh, there I am. That makes sense. Now I have a new action. We change our life at the level of action, not wishes. And so with a reading, if you're really convoluted, I'm not saying you are, Claire, but if you're really convoluted and stuck, I can give you new perspectives. Once you have a new perspective, there's a new strategy. It moves into new action, which always makes takes on the move, takes the move on. Confident moves, confident decisions. Okay, so I'm going to just, Claire, just do a general for you. Of course, you didn't have a specific question. That's all right. And I have two cards that are very interesting that just came up. So Spirit wants me to talk about balance in your life. Now it's the Two of Pentacles. I could just say your money, but I'm not going to say your money, because Pentacles means everything solid, anything you can hold. All the other suits you can't hold. Swords, you can't hold a thought in your hand. Wands, you can't hold an action in your hand. And cups, you can't hold an emotion in your hand. But pentacles, you can have your paycheck in your hand. You can have, then also relationships live inside the pentacle suit, not the emotional suit as much. But I also see that there's going to be a new plan of action. So I have the Page of Wands. Let me just do this. Sorry, I forget I have this. Let me try it out. I have this device. And so I have, first one is the Two of Pentacles, like I had said, and the new movement, here we have Wands, which always means action, moving your body, moving the project along, moving all of that. It's doing something. It looks like with the Eight of Cups, you're going to be, whoops, I'm sorry. I'm going to take away this real quick. So with the Eight of Cups, it means you're walking away from something you've put a lot of time and effort into, but this is what it really means. It's a really cool card, because by the time you give this up, it's like good riddance. I'm not saying giving up a relationship or anything big like that. It could be giving up berating yourself, betraying yourself with harsh thoughts and language, or being hard on yourself, all of that. So you're going to give up something. And what's perpetuating this is this new, the two can also be a collaboration, maybe a project, and then the new action with the Page. But someone's going to help you out. The Queen of Cups is here. I think you can see it. It's hard to see with my background. There we are. So the Queen of Cups is here, and she's helping you out. This is literally a person in your life. So when I read the courts a little differently, and what that means is, however old you are, you could be 80 years old. It doesn't matter. A queen to you would be someone higher. So mother figure. It could be your banker, anybody who has a dominance over you, or holding space for you, that type of thing. So, and then I have a little kid coming in, same suit, Page of Cups coming through. So it looks like this lineup looks quite nice. It looks quite nice because it looks like you're finally going to give up something you put a lot of time into, and you're going to, but it's like when you give it up and you turn around and look to a new horizon, you went, oh, it's like that. The Eight of Cups is like that. But everyone thinks it's tragic. But let me tell you, by the time you get the Eight of Cups, you've already been through the tragic part. That's for sure. So, Claire, that's my message. So have a fun month, because my readings, I do 1 month increments in timelines. Timelines are tough, but so enjoy it. It looks wonderful. Looking for the next one. Madam. Oh, look at how pretty you are, Madam. Maru's House of Cards, a sister of light here. My birth and life path are both 8, which is ironic. You mean your life path and your personal year is 8? Because I find it impossible to make money. Oh, girlfriend, that's the mystery of the 8. I swear to you. Now, so the 8 takes risks, more risk than the average person. So they risk more, so they lose more. And yes, they can win more, of course, but it needs to be like a slow, the basics where you make $100, you put 10 into in savings, it has to be sort of like that. But for you, God bless you, I have a hard time with this, and I'm not even an 8. When I have a little money in the bank, now I'm over this, but it used to be terrible when I first was in charge of my own money. Back in the day, I always wanted to make sure I had $100 extra in checking, because you only used your checks at that point. In the olden days, covered wagon days. And I thought, oh, if I could just have an extra $100, and I won't bounce any checks, is what I was thinking. And I could not get that $100 out of my head. I was thinking all the things I could buy, and if I saved a little more, I could buy something more. And then eventually that stopped, because you just don't think about it anymore. And you just look at it one day and you've got $500, and it's not a pull. But for someone who can see the world up close and personal, you are here to enjoy everything tangible: food, good music, nice furnishings, all of that stuff. So there's a longing in you, because on some level you feel, and I guess this is true, maybe at one time of your life you probably have mastered this, but you'll come into this, I have to look a certain way for people to think I'm okay, or something like that, so it's like your car had to be all right and things like that. Now that I'm assuming, I'm thinking that you've mastered that. So in your younger years, that might have been a priority, which made that portion of your wealth building years kind of fluid, because you were overspending a bit. But I have met more broke 8s than rich 8s. How about that for a statement? So it's a struggle. I don't know what your 2 numbers prior to that are, but those are the key to your life lessons. Once you master those, you will master the poverty situation. And Spirit just said something to me. Do not. So you say House of Cards. I'm assuming you do readings or um, you have a business or something like that. I see that you are pricing your work, your service, less than you should because you can't afford the prices you would like to charge. You see where that isn't right? So just think about that. I wouldn't pay $500 for a reading, so I wouldn't charge $500 for a reading. But that is a mindset you have to change. That's because we all have a certain amount of wealth building years. So trying to give everyone a break isn't working. I give everybody a break here because I give away my knowledge, right? But in a reading, it's more pinpointed, it's specific, and all of that stuff. But yeah, so we can work on something. But if I had the two numbers that made up the 8, I would like that'd be interesting. So call me. So I'm looking down here. I'm way behind. Everybody, I'm way behind. Cynthia, I have so much on my plate. I'm ready to move towards and find traction. Oh, yes, of the land and the time and be a tiny home. Sorry, I'm reading this and I forget that people sometimes aren't looking at the screen. So I'm going to say, Cynthia is saying, I have so much on my plate. I am ready to move towards and find traction of land and build a tiny home debt free. I believe you're going to do it. I believe Spirit is going to give you that timeline that will best serve you. So if you're being held up or you can't find the land or stuff like that, it is simply life saying, hold on, there's going to be the price is going to get better, that kind of thing. I will give you a blessing of something to think about. I would like you and anybody else who wants to try this. It's a good year to manifest, and we're all trying to manifest. If you could just for a moment in your imagination, take about 5 minutes when you're alone and everything's quiet and imagine a tiny house, let's say a tiny house, but don't decorate it in your imagination. That's not what I'm saying, but just a tiny house. And you're outside of that on the lawn or on the property, and you're looking inside and you see movement inside. Okay. And then you say in your imagination, you say, who is that? And the door will open and out will come different energies, different little people, different fairies, but more than one. This is a group that I know personally. I call them white and blue lights. When they came out for me for the very first time, I was doing a meditation. I said, tell me what you want me to see. And it was the same kind of thing where I saw this movement, white and blue lights. And as they came out into the light, they all turned into like 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds. Cute as hell. And they were running around. They were so happy. They were not joy guides. They were more just white and blue lights. And I learned from them that they can't read your mind. They're in charge of synchronizing up life to benefit you. They only see what you do. They don't hear what you want. So if someone is going to work and they hate that job and they go to work every day and they're broke and they can't have enough to go back to school and they're at a dead end job, all these kids see is you going to that job every day. So they synchronize that situation. There, you can't afford to go back to school. and there is a dead end thing, and your pay isn't going to go up because it's just that we want you there. You're so happy right there. You see what I'm saying? So I said to them in my imagination, in my meditation, how can I tell you what I want? And they said, we were so surprised you could see us. It's amazing. And they were just dumbfounded that I could see them. And we were talking together. And so I made a wish. And in my meditation in the morning, I made a wish to them. And they were so hilarious. They had the energy of years ago when I was babysitting, when I was a kid, there were two 10 or 9-year-old and a 10-year-old or something, two boys that I was babysitting, and they flopped on the sofa. We didn't have any kind of entertainment back then. And they said, we're bored. And I said, I don't care. All I'm going to do is read my book. I need to find my glasses or something. And they both jumped off the sofa, pushed the other aside, saying, I'll find them. I'll find them. They made a game out of it, finding my glasses. I'll be the first one to find the glasses. That is exactly what these white and blue lights did. These kids, they can hang, you can just call upon them. They love you. They'll come and be with you. So I made a wish, and I got to tell you, it not only came true by the end of the day, it was a miraculous situation. Someday I'll share that with you. But try it. Everyone try it. White and blue lights. So I believe you're going to answer your question. Sorry, I was going off on a little story, but Cynthia, it's going to happen and you don't have to push it. Make time for these kids in your imagination and just be with them and ask them about their life. What did you create today? I don't care what you say, just start a relationship with them, all of you. And you will find that 8 personal year and that 8 universal year of manifestation, you guys are all going to manifest mad fast once you make friends with these beautiful beings. And I'm looking down. Oh, I think, yeah, we addressed this about finances. I'm way behind. I'm going to probably miss you. Hey, I don't want to miss Karen. Hi, Karen. It's good to see you. So I just have a few minutes left. Let me just move along. So Karen, I am going to figure out what your guides want to say. So there's a story here. I was hoping your mom would come in, Aley. I was hoping Aley would stop by, but she didn't come in this time. But the first card out is the reversed Lover's card. Doesn't mean you're going to lose anybody. It doesn't mean that. All it states is, remember, this is like a general reading from the guides. So they want me to start with proper relationships, friendships, your partner, love partner, close friends. It doesn't really matter because it's all about collaboration and opposites getting along kind of thing. So that's that. But this is the coolest thing. I have the King of Cups, which is a real person, a nice guy. And so he's figuring in, and I said, what is he going to bring in? And it's the Ace of Cups. So if you're in a relationship now, the Ace of Cups means there'll be a deepening of that relationship. If you're single, it means that you will have an opportunity to meet someone new. Now, when I say that, you have to have eyes to see them. So if you're hooked on somebody else or just not in the mood, you won't even see them. I do have the Strength card, which is a lovely, beautiful card. and it shows the gentleness you have, and you're filled with grace under pressure. That's one of the beautiful things about you. Defending your position, you are going to have an opportunity to say no. I have the next card is really telling. So I have the defend your position. This is what Spirit is saying. You'll have an opportunity to defend your position. And then I asked, how's that going to go? And then I see guilt and remorse. So please, Spirit is saying, defend your position and don't feel guilty about it, because like I say on my website, at any one time, you are someone's teacher or student, and the trouble begins when you assume which one you are. So a lot of times we feel guilty about saying something or doing something, and that's okay. You got to keep check on your ethics and morals and things like that. But for the most part, we're all just walking each other home, and we're all trying to get home with enough knowledge to feel good that we've contributed. And we are coming up with on the hour. It looks like that's all I can do for you tonight. I hope you've enjoyed this. It feels convoluted because I missed a lot of your she says, I don't feel guilty that much. I'm glad. I'm really glad. Don't feel guilty. Yeah, like you used to. I know you. You're such a gentle person. Raise your voice and you think, oh, I didn't want to startle them. Now it's like, all right, that's the way to do. God, I've really enjoyed this live. It feels a little disjointed, but I've enjoyed saying everything and, kind of getting to know me a little better and what I can offer. There's a lot of different ways to use the tarot, a lot of different ways to add the numbers, and then use your natural abilities. So I want to bless you and leave you with that. And before I go, wait, because it's very important to dance my way out. Thank you so much. I love you all. See you later.